Good morning, my dear students. Today I am going to teach you about the fruits and seeds. After fertilization process, these events are takes place: the formation of fruits and seeds. The transformation of ovules into seeds, the ovary develops into fruit, proceeds simultaneously. Okay, ovule develops into seeds. The ovary develops into fruits after fertilization process. Ovule develops into seed. Ovary develops into fruit. The wall of the ovary develops into the wall of fruit. The fruit wall is called as pericarp. Before fertilization process, this is wall of the ovary, stigma, style, and ovary. Already you have learnt about the structure of a carpel or pistil. The basal swollen part of the ovary is known as the basal swollen part of carpel is known as ovary. The wall of the ovary. After fertilization process, the wall of the ovary is develops into fruit wall. That fruit wall is known as pericarp. Here, the fruit diagrammatic representation. Fruit wall. It's a pericarp. Brinjal fruit, persistent calyx. Calyx is attached to the fruit wall. Okay. The fruits are differentiated into two types based on nature of pericarp. What are they? There one is fleshy fruits and second one is the dry fruits. In some of the fruits, the fruit wall pericarp is differentiated into three parts. They are epicarp, one is epicarp, second mesocarp, third one is the endocarp. In some of the plant's fruits, the fruit wall pericarp is differentiated into epi, meso, and endocarp. For example, fleshy fruits examples guava, orange, and mango. In these fruits, the fruit wall is differentiated into epi, meso, and endocarp. Okay, what are the examples for fleshy fruits? Guava, orange, mango, etc. Next, dry fruits. In dry fruits, the pericarp is not differentiated into epi, meso, and endocarp. So, the pericarp is undifferentiated. What are the examples for dry fruits? Groundnut and mustard. So, in groundnut fruits and mustard fruits, there is no fruit wall is not differentiated into epi, meso, and endocarp. Generally, in most of the plants, the fruits develops from the ovary part of the flower. Rest of the floral parts degenerate and fall off. What are the rest of the floral parts? Calyx, corolla, androecium, stigma, style. Other floral parts degenerate and fall off. However, in few species, thalamus is also contributes to fruit formation. In majority of the plants species, only ovary is involved in formation of the fruits. But in some of the species, few species, thalamus is also contributes to the fruit formation. For example, in apple, strawberry, cashew, thalamus is also involved in formation of the fruits. Such fruits are called false fruits. Okay. If the fruits are developed from only ovary part of the flower, true fruits. if the fruits are developed from other than ovary part of the flower. Okay, that such fruits are known as false fruits. Most fruits, however, develops only from the ovary and are called true fruits. Parthenocarpic fruits. What are parthenocarpic fruits? Generally, in majority of the plant species, non-parthenocarpic fruits means the fruits are formed without the fruits are formed after fertilization process, with fertilization process. But in some of the plant species, the fruits are formed without the fertilization. Such fruits are known as parthenocarpic fruits. So fruits are developed without fertilization. What are the examples for parthenocarpic fruits? One of the example is banana. In banana plants, the fruits are formed without the fertilization. So these parthenocarpic fruits. Parthenocarpy is two types. One is natural parthenocarpy and second one is the induced parthenocarpy. So in banana plant species, the fruits are formed without the fertilization naturally in a atmosphere. That is natural parthenocarpic fruits, natural parthenocarpy. Whereas in grapes, the seedless fruits are formed by inducing some hormones, plant growth hormones. Such parthenocarpy is known as induced parthenocarpy. What is the example for induced parthenocarpy fruits? One of the example grapes, seedless grapes. Parthenocarpy can be induced through the application of growth hormones. Okay, parthenocarpy can be induced through the application of growth hormones. Already have learned about the plant growth hormones and functions in first BSc. So here the seedless fruits are produced, induced parthenocarpic fruits are produced by application of some plant growth hormones. Next we have to know about the seed. Before that, look at here. In apple, this is a longitudinal section of the apple, LS of the apple. Apple is this part is edible part is develops from thalamus. This part is edible. Okay, here this edible part of the fruit is develops from thalamus. Whereas at center, that true fruit is hard and it is not edible, consists of seeds. Look at here, the fruit wall is differentiated into this outer layer, epicarp, and epi, meso, and endocarp. Okay, mesocarp, endocarp, this outermost layer, it's represent the epicarp, and this part is edible part, thalamus. It's develops from thalamus. So false fruit and true fruits. False fruit is present at the peripheral region, whereas the true fruit is present at center. In the true fruit is differentiated into epi, meso, and endocarp. Here the fruit is the false fruit is derived from thalamus part of the flower. Already know thalamus. What is thalamus? Thalamus is the upper swollen part of the pedicel. Okay, already have learned about that thalamus, pedicel, uh, the parts of the flower in first PUC. The chapter is morphology of the flowering plants. So it's a strawberry fruit. Here in this fruit, the thalamus is involved in formation, contribution of the fruit. So strawberry is also another example for false fruit. So one of the example, apple, strawberry. Another example, strawberry. Okay, cashew also example for the false fruits. Now you have to know about the seed. After fertilization process, the fertilized ovule is become into seed. In angiosperms, the seed is the final product of sexual reproduction. In angiosperms, even in gymnosperms, also seed is the final product of sexual reproduction. So fruits and seeds are the end products of sexual reproduction in angiosperms. Fruits and seeds also end products of sexual reproduction in angiosperms. Whereas in gymnosperms, only the seeds are the end products of sexual reproduction. The seed formation takes place in how many groups of plants? Two groups. What are they? One is gymnosperms and second one is the angiosperms. So in angiosperms, the seed is the final product of sexual reproduction. It must be remembered, important for objective point of view. The seeds are formed inside the fruits. Where the seeds are formed? The seeds are formed inside the fruits. A seed consists of seed coats. In some of the plant species, only one seed coat is present, whereas in some of the plant species, the two seed coats are present. That's the number of seed coat is varies. Cotyledons number is also varies. Cotyledon. In monocotyledonous group of angiosperm plants, monocotyledonous class of angiosperm group plants, only one cotyledon is present, whereas in monocotyledons of angiosperms consist of one cotyledon. Dicotyledons of angiosperms consist of two cotyledons. And along with this seed coat cotyledons, axis is present in embryo. An embryo axis, embryonal axis. The seeds are differentiated into two types based on whether the endosperm is completely utilized or not. The mature seeds are differentiated into two types. What are they? One is non-albuminous seeds. Second one is the albuminous seeds. In non-albuminous seeds, already have learned about that endosperm tissue. So knowledge of endosperm is required to understand the non-albuminous seeds. So in non-albuminous seeds, endosperm tissue is completely utilized by developing embryo. So in non-albuminous seeds, the endosperm tissue is completely utilized by developing embryo. What are the examples? Already know the examples in the pea groundnut beans. That concept we are discussed in endosperm tissue, non-endospermic seeds. So non-albuminous seeds are non-endospermic seeds. The second type of the seeds are albuminous seeds or endospermic seeds. Albuminous seeds or endospermic seeds. Endospermic tissue is persistent. So endosperm is not completely utilized, consumed by developing embryo. Such seeds are known as albuminous seeds. What are the examples for the albuminous seeds? One of the example, cereals plants like as wheat, maize, barley, and other plants castor and sunflower. Albuminous seeds example wheat, maize, barley, castor and sunflower. Occasionally, in some seeds such as black pepper and beet, remnants of nucellus are also persistent. Nucellus tissue is not completely utilized. So, this residual persistent nucellus is the perisperm. Perisperm. That's important for both subjective and objective point of view. It must be remembered. Integuments of the ovules harden as tough protective seed coats. After fertilization process, the ovule is become into seed. Integuments of the ovule become into seed coat. Okay. After fertilization process, the micropyle of the seed is present in a micropyle of the ovule is becomes into seed pore. What is the function of seed pore? The seed pore micropyle is facilitate the entry of oxygen and water into the seed during germination. Okay. So, from this concept, based on the fruits and seeds concept, the PU subjective point of view, the few questions, what are they? First question is, what are false fruits? What are false fruits? If the fruits are false, how many types of fruits are there? True fruits, false fruits. Based on whether they are developed from only ovary or other than ovary part of the flower. What are false fruits? If the fruits are develops from thalamus part of the flower, known as false fruits. What are true fruits? If the fruits are develops from only ovary part of the flower, known as true fruits. False fruits, thalamus is also a contribution to form fruits. What are parthenocarpic fruits? Give example. If the fruits are formed without fertilization, known as parthenocarpic fruits. Example, banana. What are non-albuminous seeds? Give example. If the seeds are formed here, the endosperm tissue is completely utilized by or consumed by developing embryo, known as non-albuminous seeds. Groundnut, pea, beans, example. Next question, what are albuminous seeds? Give examples. If the endosperm tissue is persistent in a mature seeds, means endosperm tissue is not utilized by developing embryo. That's known as albuminous seeds or endospermic seeds. Examples, wheat, maize, barley, sunflower, castor, rice. What is perisperm? The persistent nucellus is known as perisperm. Whereas in this concept, the few need related questions we will discuss here. The one of the question, the fruit wall is known as the fruit wall. What are the options? Given options: option A, pericarp; option B, scutellum; option C, thalamus; option D, none of the above. The fruit wall is known as pericarp. Option A is the correct answer. The next question is, which of the following fruits are fleshy fruits? Which of the following fruits are fleshy fruits? What are the options given? The given options: option A, guava; option B, orange; option C, mango; option D, all of the above. So what is the answer? All of the above. Okay, fleshy fruits, guava, orange, mango. Next, which of the following fruits are dry fruits? What are the options given? Option A groundnut, option B mustard, option C both and B, option D mango. Groundnut and mustards both are dry fruits. Mango is a fleshy fruits. So what is the correct option? Option C is the correct answer. Next, parthenocarpic fruits are. What are the options given? Fruits are formed with fertilization. Option A. Option B. Fruits are formed without fertilization. Option C. Both and A and B. Option D. None of the above. The parthenocarpic fruits are formed without the fertilization. Option B is the correct answer. Next question is, which of the following fruits are false fruits? Option A apple, option B strawberry, option C cashew, option D all of the above. All these fruits are comes under false fruits. Next question is, perisperm is. What are the options? Option A persistent endosperm, non-persistent endosperm, option C residual persistent nucellus, option D none of the above. So residual persistent nucellus is known as perisperm. Next question is, non-albuminous seeds are. Non-albuminous seeds, option A pea, option B groundnut, option C both and B. Non-albuminous seeds are pea and groundnut. Why these are non-albuminous seeds? Because the endosperm tissue is consumed by the developing embryo in these plant seeds. Next question is, which of the following seeds are albuminous or endospermic seeds? Option A wheat, maize, option A wheat, option B maize, option C barley, option D all of the above. So option D all of the above.